Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can save time designing your website by setting up default text styles and color schemes in WebStarts. I've logged into my WebStarts account. I'm on my dashboard. I'm going to hover over my site thumbnail and click Edit Site. That launches the WebStarts page editor, and from here, of course, I can make edits and changes to any of the web pages of my website. Now, one of the problems that you'll have while designing a website is making little tweaks and changes to every little element on your site. That can be really tedious and it can be time consuming. In order to save that time and prevent you from having to use that tedious method, what you can do is use the default settings under this design icon on the left sidebar. So let's start by taking a look at a text style. I'm going to click on text style. Now, each text box on my page has a style applied to it, and when I hover over that style, you can see that it's selecting the corresponding text boxes in my content area that are using that particular style. So let's take a look at heading L. The L stands for large, the M stands for medium, and the S stands for small. You can configure each one of these text style tags to have whatever properties you want. So when I click on heading L, I can actually go in here and I can change the font. So there you can see the word slideshows changed from the railway font to this label Ore font or whatever it's called. And then you can see that I can also change my text size, and I can even go in here and I can change the text color. Now you can also do things like change the weight of the font. Some fonts have more weight options or style options than others. So for example, if I were to choose Railway, you would see that Railway has all the way from thin down to ultra bold. But the font that I chose only had a couple options. Here you can see Oswald. It comes with 3 options. You have your light, your normal, and your bold. The next thing I want to show you is the line height. That just is the space between lines of text. So if I was to go over here and create another line of text, you would see that by selecting the line height, I could increase the distance between the lines, or I could decrease the distance between the lines. Now 1.4 is the default setting because it looks pretty good. You can also increase and decrease the spacing between each character. We call that letter spacing. So if you wanted to really space things out, you could do that. Or if you wanted things to be scrunched together, that can happen as well. Down here we have some shadow options. I rarely use those. And then you can also fix that font to be uppercase or lowercase. So for example, there you can see I made that text all uppercase, or I can make it all lowercase. I'm just going to leave it all uppercase for this example. You can overwrite any of these default settings just by selecting a text box and then choosing a different font from the drop down. I'm actually going to use this one. And a different size. So once you start editing that, what it's going to do is it's going to break the association between this heading L tag and the design properties. So now if I go back in and I look at heading L and I change it, there we go. Now I changed like the weight of the font. It's only going to be applied to this particular section because I've overwritten the other properties to this line of text. Now I can go back and I can make sure that this works once again just by reselecting it and then choosing heading L. Just go ahead and change that back. The next thing I want to show you is how you can work with the color schemes to make site-wide changes. Clicking on the Design tab again and clicking on Colors, Here is a selection of color schemes. Now each color scheme, when selected, you'll see changes the appearance of the text where a color has already been applied in the property. So now once you've chosen a color scheme and you click on the color fill tool, you'll notice that your site colors are going to be complementary to that color scheme. So that eliminates you having to go out and find matching colors for your website because they're already in your palette. So as long as you use any of the colors in the site color section, they're going to look good together. You still have access to your grayscale, your standard colors, your custom colors, and of course you can get a color from an image. So you can still apply any color you would like to anything on your website, but this allows you to change the color in all the locations at the same time. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to visit WebStarts.com to create your very own free website and see more helpful videos like this.